Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Hill and I'll be your instructor. I'm a licensed school psychologist. I work in the public schools and in private practice in Florida. I graduated with my master's from Liberty in counseling a few years ago, and I'm glad to be back teaching, and I've worked with Liberty in this capacity for a few years now. So I enjoy working with students, and I just want to share a few things with you that I think will help you be more successful in the course. If it's a new concept to you to be taking an online course, maybe some of these things are more helpful to you than perhaps some of you that have already become pros at online learning. But I just want to mention a few things, if I could, real quickly, please. One of those is regarding the email, the Liberty email. We need to use that exclusively to communicate, you and I, back and forth as needed. Rather than a Gmail or a Yahoo or something of that nature. We need to keep all of our Liberty-related communications within the Liberty email system. That's a university policy, so we'll make sure we do that. I answer emails throughout the day. Sometimes it might be till evening until I can email, depending on my schedule on that day. But I try to respond as quickly as I can. If 48 hours has gone by and you have not heard back from me on an email, please feel free to send me a second email and just, remind me, because sometimes emails don't go through. Sometimes they get buried in my inbox, which could happen. So feel free, if a couple of days have gone by and you have not heard from me, please feel free to email me again. Let's take a look at what else I wanted to mention here. I do suggest that you print out the course schedule, the weekly course schedule, and use that. I even use it as a checklist, so to speak, or almost a calendar by week to keep up with what's going on each week in the course and what's coming up and that sort of thing. The syllabus as well. Sometimes I've found that students will need the syllabus later on if you're applying for licensure or that sort of thing. You may be asked by an agency to see the syllabus for a course. So I suggest strongly that you keep those, save those on your own computer. I would save, you probably do this, but I would save all your work, even your DB post. I would save them as a Word document on your own computer, because if something gets lost or doesn't post or something crashes, you may need it again and you don't want to do work twice. So I would strongly suggest that you just save everything about the course. If there are presentations even and things that are able to be downloaded for all weeks in the course or any week in the course, I would suggest downloading them to your computer now, because if internet goes down a week or your computer crashes and you need that for a certain week's assignment, I would just go ahead and grab and save everything right now. That's just a suggestion I would make. Also, make sure that you complete the course requirements checklist. That's an assignment, so to speak, within the first 3 days of class, because that does log you in, so to speak, to the course. It's part of your attendance. It's part of financial aid. So make sure you do the course requirements checklist right away within the first 3 days of class. Also, the course week is Monday through Sunday. You probably know that, but if you're new, just so you know, it runs Monday through Sunday is a week in the course. So all work, some work's due before the Sunday of the week. It'll state that in the assignments in the course itself, but Sunday is definitely the last day of the week for submitting anything for that week. Let's talk about that a little bit. And late work, there is a late work policy. It does come with some reduction in points if things are submitted late, and there is a limit to how late something can be submitted for any credit at all. That's in the course syllabus. Make sure that you are familiar with that policy, and if you have any questions, let me know. I also ask, just personally, if you are going to submit something late, that you email me before the deadline and just tell me. You don't have to give even a reason, or I don't need any documentation that it's going to be late. I'm not approving it, because the late policy speaks for itself. I just feel like it's kind of important professionally just to touch base with me, with your instructor, just to say, this is going to be late this week. Also, having to do with that is it's very important that once you do submit late work, that you email me again and tell me what assignment it is and that it's being submitted late, because otherwise I don't know that it's there until I happen across it in Gradebook. So I need to, I'd like to grade it, right away or as soon as I possibly can. The current work for the week that I have to grade takes precedent, but I'll get to your late work as quickly as I can, but I need to know it's there. So please email me when you have finally submitted a piece of late work. Okay. Well, one more point on late work. Discussion board forums are not able to be posted for late work even credit, because of the real-time nature of the discussion forum, where everybody's in there that week and it's so important, and part of the learning is to interact and discuss with other students. It just wouldn't be beneficial learning-wise to submit in a later week discussion forum, because there's no one there at that point. Students have already moved on. So those can't be submitted for credit late under the late policy. Discussion forums cannot. Okay. Just a little bit more regarding your writing. It is very important to me that your writing is of high quality. There is a writing center at the university if you ever feel like you need any help with that. One pointer with that, though, is you need to submit, if you want the writing center to look over your writing, you need to submit it a few days in advance. They try to turn it around as quickly as they can, but if it's due on Sunday and you want the writing tutors to look it over, Saturday night would be, and expect it back by Sunday is probably not going to happen. So if you need a few days in advance to do that, but it's a great resource and it's a big help. I do feel like your writing speaks for who you are as a student, particularly in an online class where we're not able to meet face-to-face and have direct discussion. So your writing is who you are as a student. I want you to be able to show me in a high quality way what you've learned. I want to see connections to the learning material. I like a lot of reference citation because I really want to know your thoughts, not so much opinion, because we're not so much about opinion as we are just connecting prior knowledge, what you already know or what you think it may be the case, but connecting that with what you've read or what you saw in a presentation and citing that properly. So I do look at that, and of course grammar and spelling and sentence structure. Those are just very important to me, and I think as professionals we want our writing to be of high quality, and the only way to do that is to practice and take any opportunities to have it edited or revised, or someone else read through it before you submit it for grading if you have any concerns, that sort of thing. So writing quality is very important to me, and it is graded as part of your work. Speaking of grading, the grading rubrics, I recommend that you download those and print them out and use it as a checklist as you're writing your papers, to make sure that you've got all the pieces in your paper that are on the rubric, because that's what I go by when I'm grading. So I think it's a handy tool to have the rubric with you as you're doing the assignment, and especially double checking it before you submit the work, that you've hit all the points that the rubric is looking for. So I think the rubrics are a great tool. They're a great tool for me in grading, but I think they're a great tool for you as well. Okay, I think that's everything for right now. Just again, an introduction. Please email me if you have any questions or I'm not clear on something I've said here today. I am going to, as I said before, post this as a text version in the announcements as well, so you can look it over and even print that out if you wanted. And again, email me with any questions. And if you don't hear from me in 48 hours, feel free to email again. Check email as often as you can, Liberty email. Check announcements frequently. Just stay active in the course, even if it's just checking in to see what's going on, because I'm very likely to have posted something that may be helpful to you or is important to you. So, okay, again, I look forward to working with you, and here we go.